Oh shit. Here we go again.
Okay. Let's make something kind of clear. This is like having that friend who's always late for something, for some kind of engagement that's immensely important. And ever so often, that friend will buy you a drink or a snack or something, got your back, but they keep being late, and eventually, push is gonna motherfucking shove. The overall feeling I have about this is that, of course, when it comes to games, delays are always gonna be a good thing. Don't get me wrong, like, this does not change that. This can only mean that Cyberpunk 2077 is just going to increasingly get better with more polish, more countermeasures, more attention to detail to make sure that everything's running smoothly. Just like indicated in this letter from CD Projekt Red, they are going through the humongous undertaking of spreading this game as thin as humanly possible, at the still maintaining the same kind of quality that you expect from CD Projekt Red to deliver in games like Witcher. So they're trying to do that on top of the PC version that's probably going to have mod support, the current gen PS4 and Xbox One versions, and then the next gen Series X and PlayStation 5 versions, along with the eventual upgrade that's going to be coming early next year, like around February or March. But you can only delay a game so many times that it almost starts to turn into a little bit of a parody of itself, that at this point, my hot take is that delay it till next year, to be honest. Don't even release it this year. Delay it until next year. Give us some time to breathe. Give us, whoever was able to secure a pre-order for our other console, really decide on where we land as far as sides, as far as being an Xbox Series X or PS5 stand. And then from there, you can definitely kind of hit your market just a little stronger. You can still have the game be cross-gen, but I feel like by then, people will decide to stick with the console they ended up purchasing, or they would have made their exchanges by then and really know exactly what they have going for them. And on top of that, your next-gen upgrade can come out day one with the game, with the overall game. So it's a brand new, fresh experience for everyone across the fucking board. Because right here, not only are you missing the Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend to make a good chunk of your money back, but on top of that, and also it's, you know, crossing into the next quarter, but on top of that, it's starting to just feel a little more like a company move rather than a developer move, that this game needs to come out by 2020. We said 2020. Yeah, guess what? You also promised there weren't going to be more delays. That's where things get kind of testy as far as a consumer to developer relationship thing that we have going on there. The trusting gets a little shaky. And one thing that a lot of people need to remember is that we're not exactly on the cusp of calling CD Projekt Red a god-tier developer, because they created one amazing game, which was, of course, Witcher 3. They did develop the first Witcher and Witcher 2. First Witcher I've never played, but I've heard people say that it's kind of okay. It's not the best, but it definitely got better over time. And I personally have played Witcher 2, and I really enjoy it, but it's not, you know, the best game I've ever played. Witcher 3 is the one that has just exceeded its prestige, but guess what else they made? Which is why I think, you know, these different developers, they need to create different things, even if it's smaller things. It doesn't always have to be an open world thing. It doesn't always have to be a major, you know, step up from what they've done before. Case in point, the game that we're about to play right now, Batman Arkham Asylum from Rocksteady. Rocksteady, with the exception of I think only one other game that they've done, haven't done anything else besides the DC related stuff. They did, of course, the seminal Arkham trilogy. And guess what they're doing now? Suicide Squad, another Warner Bros. Property. I personally would have loved to have seen Rocksteady do something completely different that's not even tied to an existing property. And I think that maybe that would have been a good next game for CD Projekt Red to do, really get their feet wet, really get their juices flowing, and then tackle Cyberpunk. But that's just personally me. And if I were quote-unquote running things, which I know is a very egregious thing to kind of say, but just stick with me here. It's just a, you know, just a theory that, you know, thing that I'm just kind of throwing out into the ether. What if I was in charge of CD Projekt Red, what would have been just a little bit more transparent and a little easier on us, so that we can kind of schedule out and maneuver things in a much more flexible way, is that after that September delay, because it was originally slated for April. By the way, hi Blorb, how's it going? It was slated for April, right? That was its first official release date that it was pointed out by the great almighty God himself, Keanu Reeves. It was then delayed to September 17th. If I was the president of CD Projekt Red or whatever the fuck, if I was to delay it again after September, I wouldn't have said November. I wouldn't have even said this year. I would have flat out said spring 2021. Either February or March. Because that's generally the next best window to release a game so that you can still meet that end of the fiscal year. You have a great release window opportunity because it's kind of slow for most gamers. You have spring break coming. And in this specific situation, you could have gotten that next gen update to come out the same day that the game came out. So in conclusion, the delay by itself as its own entity is not my problem. The problem is the frequency of the situation, to the point where it almost becomes a parody of itself. That when frequent delays like this, and even Twitter does, you don't even have to ask me about it. Just go over to Twitter. Let's go over here to the slides. It's the sides. People are memeing the shit out of these yellow screenshots, because you know that when this goes up by CD Projekt Red, you know a delay is imminent. And then we have CJ right here. Aw shit, here we go again. Because it is becoming hilarious. It is becoming kind of comedic how this is being played out to be. Like 1 or 2 delays is fine. Once you hit your 3rd or 4th delay, you better get ready for the jokes. And you also got to get ready for a little bit of loss in trust. I see that you made it to the end of the video. Good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to catch more of this glorious content, don't forget to catch some of my live streams on either Twitch or Facebook Gaming. Dark Spider David is the username. Links are in the description. And then, of course, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Stay humble.